I started getting bookings, but not outside Eastern Cape. It was only like PE,
Right.
like just around
Just neighboring,
King,
yeah,
yeah.
It's the switch up, baby.
You should have done it in Kosa, just because you like the homelands, right? Well, what do? It's your boy DJ Switch, the Mix Up King. If you don't know, now you know. Buekasha. We are in the Eastern Cape, in Monty, as they say it is out here. And yeah, man, we are excited to be out here. We've been out to PE, but we've now come to East London, the home of the Pondo Mensa, right? What do you do, man? We're hanging out with none other than Mr. Benjii _SA.
What's good, big
The
bro?
only rap who didn't complain about SA on the flyer.
Yeah,
That's a great thing, though.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
You see now, this man is charming here. He's like relaxed quite until it's time to perform. Why you like that, bro? We're doing an interview now. I must relax.
Nah, I'm chilling.
Fire, bro. Where did it all start for you? Tell us your journey. Tell us about the Eastern Cape vibe here, bro. I mean, everyone's so proud to be Makosa, right? But your niggas ain't getting out there.
Yeah, well, I don't think the genre itself is as big as it should be in South Africa as a whole. So obviously, as much as us artists that push the language and the scenery, it won't really reach the heights like you'd actually see from the other genres and the other people that are pushing as much as we try to.
Yeah.
So I think it's a work on progress. Like, we're still trying to make it happen, but we'll have to see as time goes.
Yeah. And for you, bro, where did it start for you? I mean, like, you've got a great discography, from 1999, yeah? Broella, come on now. What did your mom say about this thing? Okay, let's get it.
Well, basically, for me, it started in 2021.
Okay.
I started doing, like, freestyles over people's songs.
So you're also a COVID rapper?
Yeah.
Guys, you know you're going to get caught out, right? Right?
Yeah, it started in 2020, 2021. I started doing freestyles, like, over people's songs. Like, if a hot song would drop, like maybe from
covers,
like, I'd actually like rap over it, and then obviously in Xhosa.
Sure.
And then I'd actually start getting like a little bit of the following and the traction, like on Twitter, Instagram, and all that. And then as soon as I dropped my first like single, which was Ingozi. That was like the song that actually made the name Benjii at the time. And it was during COVID. That's when I got the following. That's when I started actually talking to the big acts like Costa Titch, Younger Chief, all the guys.
Saw that out here, eh? Damn.
So that's when I was like, okay, you know what, this is actually something I want to do. And then the stages started going a bit down, and then there was a bit of events happening, but then obviously there was regulations, and then obviously I started getting bookings, but not outside Eastern Cape. It was only like PE, like just around King,
neighboring cities.
Yeah. And then as soon as I started seeing the money, I was like, you know what, this is actually something I want to push.
Ching. They say money in a thing. It's everything, you feel me? And I mean, that really does get people excited. I think a lot of people do it for the money. It's quick money, if you got it, if you really got it. And obviously, by the way, if you don't know, Benji was actually on one of my mixtapes with the trap master himself, boot legend from Tata. Check out Tata with Tata, yo. He's on one of the joints out there. And how did that come about? Because I said, Boot, give me orders from Eastern Cape and let's rock something.
Boot legend, like, also since 2020, because we practically started like popping around the same time. He just dropped the song with the durag, aka durag, yeah. Then
if you look at him there and how he raps there and how he goes off there, he's really still a trap. Even now he's in Joburg, he's still being a trap star with Ihlo, right?
Yeah. So that's when we started actually like communicating and talking and working, but we didn't really like work on songs and stuff. We just like, we used to send each other music,
right?
And then I'd hear his songs, he'd hear my songs, and then there was a time he was in East London, so he wanted he had a studio camp, I think, with one of his guys for like a week or 2 weeks. He was in Mtanzane. So he hit me up. He was like, hey bro, I have a studio session tonight, I don't know if you can pull through. Then I was like, I'd bet, I'll come through. We chilled, and then we started recording a bunch of songs, and then we finally made that song, the one that's on the tape. Then obviously with other guys, there's Tori on the song, there's Fekema on the song.
Correct.
And yeah, I think Sam Kot's also there, so that's how the song came about.
In other words, go listen to that shit. That shit's fire. You feel me? You feel me? Isn't it that Afundibe? Is that it?
What's that?
That joint. You know, my class is out, guys. You know, sometimes, you know, I'm not with it with the clicks. It's isn't it Mpumelelo?
Yeah, Mpumelelo.
Yeah, bro. That's one of my favorite songs, bro.
With Saya, Tori, and Fekema.
That's one of my favorite songs. That's actually crazy.
It didn't even take us like 20 minutes to make that song.
And Fekema are gonna be on our pods, and you're performing at Shoot Your Shot out here in Cape Town, in East London. And it's the first time meeting you guys after we dropped this tape a year ago. By the way, it's over 100,000 if you didn't know.
Yeah, I did.
You see, guys, when you get involved with the tape, you're supposed to push it and say, guys, guess what? We're over 100,000. But the homies are quiet out here. They're just being humble, what. They could be bragging out here, say, yo, man, we're on this tape. We got 100K.
Yeah. Shout out to Boot Legend.
Shout out to him, man. He's crazy like that. And, you know, he's a guy of action. He gets it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and he's out there now. So, I mean, bro, you know, you were speaking about, you know, Mark Klose, you know, you guys are doing it in a different way. Do you know that you guys can actually break the scene by just pushing your heritage? You know, and I think that's why, like, Big Zulu, Java and them, they are so strong in that field. That's why the Afro-pop guys are so strong in their field, because they push their heritage. And I think if you actually go in that lane and you'll make, like, what can we say? And I don't want to call it folk music. I think it's more just, I was thinking about it on the plane when I was coming down here. It's when you start pushing music that's soft, that's relatable, and more. I mean, you can still trap it out. You can do those kind of things, right? And get the cosigns from other artists and push it on TikTok. But if you listen to if you listen to Big Zulu and you listen to Java, they resonate with. Oh, there we go. They resonate with older people. And I always ask someone like, listen, man, can your mother listen to this song? Can your Makriza listen to this song? And you laugh because you're like, nah, I don't think they can.
Yeah, true.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those are the kind of things that really, you know, can open up the gap for Makosa, you know what I'm saying? And trust me, they're not just in Eastern Cape. They across the continent, they across the world. They just not in Eastern Cape. Like the people are out there in Jozi. You understand? They're just looking for the right people to say, yo man, you're pushing our heritage, you're pushing our culture, you're pushing our tribe, and it's up to you guys to do it. Because you guys are, you know, the new COVID artists. You feel me? Bro, you also got a brand new music video that's coming, that's already dropped. It's called Smoke, right? Is it just you alone?
Nah, it's a song with me and Bravo LaRue and Simulation Raps. Yeah.
I've been hearing about Simulation Raps. When we get to Cape Town, we'll find this guy and we'll put him on the show, right? Because everybody, Tay spoke about him. By the way, Tay spoke about him. Boot Legend spoke about him, as well as Bravo LaRue, right?
So you've never heard his
I've never seen him, and I've never heard any of his songs. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you know, once you see them, then you will resonate with them. But if you don't know, you know, where does the inspiration come from? From who?
My inspiration?
Yeah.
Well, I usually make songs from what people live by every day, like the stuff that you experience as a teenager, the stuff that you experience like as people, like as us in the youth, like going out, things that happen on the street, things that happen back home. So my songs are always practically based around those type of stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you know, you've also taken the liberty to make a trip to Jozi, to Cape Town. You've done shows in Cape Town, like at the clubs, like a drama, and then coming to Joburg. How does it differ in terms of like landscape, like energy wise, like work progress?
Yeah, for me, it actually showed me a lot, especially the Johannesburg trip, because imagine I come from East London. I did a few gigs in East London. Everything was like popping, headliner type of events, like everything's crazy. And then I got to Jozi, my first event, performing. And then you actually realize no one actually knows the songs that you're performing.
Correct.
So you actually realize like how far you still have to work, and how like you have to like tap into like a different type of crowd. So it's just a pity I couldn't stay like that long in Johannesburg at the time. But then I actually did realize if it would happen that I'd actually move there. Then I'd actually create my own fan base that
Sure,
side.
sure.
That would actually tap into the closer type of vibe.
Right. And I mean, like, you can tap in terms of like, you know, getting your community, whether it be in Joburg, whether it be in Cape Town, whether it be in freaking Bloemfontein, even doesn't matter. You just got to tap in the right way. And I mean, if you're using TikTok as a tool, then why not? You know what I mean? Any EPs, albums that we should know about, or even some that we missed? Which was the favorite that you've created?
You know, funny enough, I've never dropped a body of work before.
Hey, the people are gonna cry now because you know that's one of my rules here. You know, my rules is, but hey, listen, here's on my body of work, so it's all good, right?
Yeah,
I think, yeah. Continue.
I've actually never dropped like a full body of work before, like an album or an EP, strictly only because I felt like if I do want to actually drop something like that, I don't want to feel rushed to do it, first of all, but secondly, I just want to like have the right resources behind me for when it drops. Then I know it moves the way I want it to move. I don't want to feel rushed because every time I meet someone, they're like, when you dropping your album, then I'm like, okay, next week let me drop.
You're saying peer pressure.
Yeah, like I just want to like take time with it, but then officially I've decided like this year I'm dropping my tape soon.
Okay.
I think it's going to be out in a month or so.
Name?
The Newly, the Chosen One.
You know, I was doing this Red Bull tour, right? And there was this guy named The Chosen One. And then there was another guy called The Chosen Guy. And then they weren't the chosen ones when they stepped into the booth. So I hope that your album will, you know, maybe it sounds better in Xhosa, you understand?
Yeah.
But now when you say, then I looked at the guys, I'm like, I don't think you're the chosen guy or the chosen one. But okay, that's cool. Any features that we can look for?
Well, there's a bunch of like Xhosa rappers, of course, like your...
you almost flares, guys. Yo, guys, it's a Xhosa hip hop. In Eastern Cape, it's a real thing, guys. Yo, it's like, they are like one gorilla versus 100,000 Xhosa men.
Yeah, like,
for real, right?
Yeah, you have your Flashes, your Big Legends, your Bravos, your Sims, your Ds. You can get them all on the tape.
D Koala?
Yeah.
Okay, damn. Okay, he's dropping some names out here. And yo, man, I was looking at your bio, right? And I think, and I'm witnessing and hearing this a lot. Your guys really are still giving your flowers to Ifani and Flash Kumkani. Why?
Well, Ifani strictly because he was like the first, I'd say, big artist, as much as he wasn't like in the music scene anymore at the time, but he gave me like the remix for my first big song, which is Ingos.
Hey, you must tell us some clips there, my man.
He gave me my first feature, and it happened weird because it was still like COVID a bit, but we had a gig in PE at the time. He stays in PE. We had a gig in PE. So I was just posting the song like every day on my story and everything, the videos from the previous night at the event. And then he hit me up. He was like, where you guys in PE? Then I told him we booked at this other place. Then he was like, okay, come to my house.
Sure.
Then I took a taxi, went to Blawa, I think that's a place. Went to a Blawa, got to his house. And then he had a studio there with these guys. And he was like, yo, play me that song again. Then I played him the song. He was like, I want to jump on the remix of the song. Then I was like, I already had the remix because the remix was supposed to be me and Luca Tops and D. Just the three of us, yeah. And D Koala. It was going to be us.
They just actually quite a big deal. We don't really know, but low-key, he's a big deal. Bro, he's dropping some names here.
It was going to be the three of us.
Maybe I should also call up those names.
And then he was like, nah, you know what? Like, let's leave that song. I'm not saying like delete it or anything. Let's make our remix. And then you decide like which song you want to drop. Then he laced his verse. I went back home to East London. Then we had a few chats with my manager, of course. Then we're like, okay.
Manager!
And then we decided, you know what, since like I can still always work with like Luca Tops and D and all that and all the other guys, but I don't think I'd actually get another opportunity to have like a icon in Xhosa, in the music scene of Xhosa, like Ifani. So I decided, you know what, let me actually drop the remix with Ifani.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I think you should just move to Cape Town once.
Yeah, I've thought about that.
Bro, because look, I'm gonna say you can build on the brand. Obviously you align yourself with D and of course Look It Ups. Bro, that's heavy hitters right there. You feel me? That's if you for the vibe in Cape Town as well, right? But then of course, we've always speaking about Jersey as where you can make the moves, but Deepwater's got something solid, right? Do you think? And I mean, we've been having this conversation with a couple of brews from East London. What do you think is the issue of brews getting out? Do they need to get out of East London to make it out in Jersey or Cape Town, or do you just need to build something here?
I think out of East London, because what I've realized from actually being an artist like from East London for the past couple of years is that there's only so much you can do in this city. There's not a lot you can do, but there's only so much you can do. And when you reach that point whereby you've actually done most of the things, then you'll actually realize your brand is like standing in one place, because there's nothing you haven't done that you can, that there's nothing new that you can actually put on to what you've already done before. Yeah. Like, I already hosted my own events. I've performed in every single big club in East London.
Sure.
Like, I've been to
and
every
only
radio
a few
station.
Of them, right?
Yeah. I've been to every single radio station there is in East London. I've been to I've shot music videos. I've done everything. But most of the stuff that you want to do and you want to push forward, you'd actually realize that you have to go to either Joburg or Cape Town for it to happen. Mm-hmm. If I want to be on Expresso because I want to promote my new single, I know I have to fly to Cape Town next week for that.
Sure.
If I want to be on Mzansi something, I know I have to go to Joburg for that, because I can't do that sitting at home in East London. Mm-hmm. So I do think if you're really an artist that wants to like brand out your name and all that, I think you do have to make the move and leave the city.
I hear you, bro. In terms of festivals, because I'm listening to what you're saying, and just as much as you're saying this, you're speaking about this, I'm also looking at like a youngster. Youngster's like king in Cape Town, but they also have like crazy festivals that he's at, right? Yes, they've got a bit more media in terms of radio stations, like a lot more. Is there any like festivals we should look out for in East London that are big, where you're getting your 10,000 people showing up during the festive or around Easter weekend or any kind of other public holiday?
Yeah, there are like a couple, because there's like in December, the Metro FM Heatwave that's usually in Bloem and all that. It also comes to East London once a year. There's your what's that event called again? London Roots. Mm-hmm. Like, it's always got all the big acts. It also happens once a year in December. Then there's maybe like a couple, like your Paula PH event. Mm-hmm. It also happens like Paula, once a year.
Oh yeah, PH is from here, eh?
Yeah, from Tanzania.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Shout out PH!
Yeah, he also hosts like once a year here in East London. And then, there's a couple.
Because, I mean, I really see that the value, and I can see that, because, I mean, when we did Shoot Your Shot here a week or 2 weeks ago, we could see the hype, and it's like, there's not enough happening here. But you also said, like, you've hosted your own events, right? And was that for listening sessions? Was that just parties in general?
Nah, it was a single launch.
A single launch?
Yeah.
Damn, a single launch. When last? Yo, now it's about listening sessions. And
it was crazy though. It was crazy.
Like vibes.
Crazy.
Where?
Like
which spot?
It was at Davido's in Quigney. The police had to like shut it down.
You must shut cats there, you know what I mean? If you get shut down, do something, you know what I mean? I know, and listening sessions is a thing, because I mean, when you say listening session, I'm just thinking about Kanye when he dropped Donda, bro, and he booked out the freaking whole stadium just to listen to an album. Didn't even perform one song, bro. He just walked around in circles. And I think that's a cool thing, because we're seeing this trend now where listening sessions are a thing. It's not a new thing. It's very old. Once again, everything under the sun is not new. Mm-hmm. And I think that's great that, artists like yourself, especially like, people always want to know, people always think the internet is all we need. But there is kind of a level of like, there has to be kind of a transfer of energy, a transfer of like, hey, listen, I'm a real person. You can touch me, feel me, and you can see me in person. I'm just not a stream. Or, I'm not, you don't consider, the consumer just a stream. They're actually a person. So creating like a live experience. Yes, people are going to say, yeah, but it costs money. But in actual fact, it doesn't cost that much money if you got the right connections. And I was always telling people like, hey, man, go out there, go meet people, network, and see how you can collaborate with them, right? And I mean, there's a lot of things happening. I mean, obviously we've got Aya, he's got his sneaker store. You can do stuff at the sneaker store, bring your sneakers, do a discount, blah, blah, blah. It's going to kill me for this. But, I'm just saying, it's just the ideas that you can do around and say, hey, let's go do a single launch, but I'm going to do it at the store. Come get your sneakers clean for like 50%. If you come to listening session, right?
Yeah, true.
There better be some dope ass sneakers. You know what I mean? And the thing is, people just got to use their creativity if they have it.
Yeah.
Because you can only record so much in studio, right? And if it sounds trash, it'll stay sounding trash because it's just the 5 of you performing in the mirror, you're performing to your 5 friends in the room, and then you'll think you got a hit. Guys, let's be real.
True.
Let's be honest, right? What can we look forward to in terms of the future? Collabs. We know the EP is coming, right? You said it's called?
Ndinyuliwe.
Yeah, the chosen one. Yes, the chosen one. Ndinyuliwe.
Ndinyuliwe.
Right, that one. Right, if that's coming, make sure you check that out. Right, and you obviously got Smoke that's out already.
Yeah.
So that's out. Check that out on YouTube. We'll probably be playing it somewhere here. Tabang, my guy. So we'll be playing it here. Obviously, you were out at Shoot Your Shot. It happened. We shut the place down. We did the damn thing. And it was cool, bro, to see you after like 2 years actually performing. And now, you imagine, you do. See, that's the power of the internet. You don't have to wait.
Yeah.
You can just get those things out now. We did an EP, hit 100K, and it's the first time meeting the bro. Come on. You feel me?
Yeah.
Right? And I think, that's the power of leverage. And like, speaking to the right people and saying, so when you come to Georgia, now that I've come here, right, now I know like, hey man, I can go to East London and, I can hook up with Benji and we can go do a show. I can hook up with Fikema because he's also on the song, right?
Yeah, true.
And it's like, and everybody that I've met, while I was out here is just a matter of, connecting and networking. They could have all come to Joburg. But I took the bold step with the team, but obviously to come collect the content and just, give some light on East London. Well, we're East Londoners, right? Is it Londoners or what?
East London.
East Londoners, right? The Jan way. What is this Jan thing? Jan way, the Jan, what?
Majan.
Majan. What is it? Sounds break it down, bro. It sounds like in Kabi something or what?
Nah, it's just being a Majan.
A Majan. So is that like Majita or what a Majan?
Yeah, it's being Majitas.
I don't think he's explaining it well. Even Tabang is like, nah. Even Zenanda is like, nah. You see now?
Nah, it's just being.
You're gonna lose the points out here, bro.
It's being,
It's being
guys.
top tier.
Yeah.
You see now. All right, so bro, on each show, we do have this section called the freestyle show section. Unfortunately, we don't have our roadcast here. We got let down. We would have heard some beats, would have played some beats. Hopefully, we've gotten a local producer to bang some beats. But give us something on the acapella, a freestyle if you got. Let's see what you got. Hey man, now why are you taking a deep breath, bro? Are you nervous?
Thinking. Nah. I'm just thinking.
All right, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're out here at Jeff's place. This is where Shoot Your Shot went down. Adam Dansane. We're out here in Unit 3, pa. We're in the ghetto, you feel me? We're in the Kasi, you know what I mean? We're out here in Monty. We're out at Jeff's place. Make sure you like, subscribe, give us a shout out, give us a follow, do the right things. We got none other than Benji in the place to be. Sir, when you're ready, let's get it.
Just a young thing. Okay.
Something from the album. Come on, pa.
Okay. Pockets be heavy and ringy kakhulu ba ufuna usipana faka izinto. I don't fuck with these niggas who tryna make beef on the drumstick with riphiko. Fike kaslam ndima uThixo ndifaka isikolo ngapha ndima isitixo. She telling me that she don't fuck with anyone like chilo mna nofuna isiko. I had a bag while I'm lit. Heard she really fucking with my drip. Album dropping soon in a bit. I'll make the whole city shake cause I'm lit. I told them I'd find a way. They gotta pay. I'm bagging bitches around your mama's age. New bill I don't contemplate. Kakufike girls in a alleyway.
Okay. Ash, we'll give you claps on what you heard claps on the show. Fire. Okay. So here's another question, right? Do you prefer a braai or quarter?
A braai or quarter? Braai.
Yeah, he's a Jan.
I'm not a Kasi bro.
He's a Jan. He's a Jan bro. Yeah, you see now you're getting understanding the Jan way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna just end it off over there. Shout out to my homie. Thank you also coming through for rocking Shoot Your Shot. Really appreciate it.
Thanks,
same time, same place. We're out here at Jeff's place for the next few episodes. This is the East London edition, we shall call it. And that's our very first guest. He goes by the name of Benjii_SA. Make sure you give him a like, a follow. Make sure you share this content and do the right thing. Give us some thanks. Hey man, if you're out there on Facebook, give us a super thanks day. It's like maybe $2 or $20. Come on, let's keep this stuff going. I learned that from Aya. If you don't pay us, we ain't gonna keep this going. You feel me? And on the other hand, make sure you check out the M Studios website and make sure you do your contribution so we can still keep the show going. But shout out to everybody. It's your boy DJ Switch, the Mixtape King. If you don't know, now you know. M Benjii SA, and we out. So cut.